I'm going to wrap this up by saying there are some examples of why for a website and how might we approach the problem of fulfilling that why, depending on the why. So they often start with either a spoken or an implied because. I think you can think of a why as a because X, because Y. So first one is because nobody has ever understood our complex, convoluted offerings. So in this case, we might focus effort on structure, organization, explaining, clear content. But we might also find that the offerings themselves, the actual products, need review. And that turns into a bigger conversation. And also sometimes another way that we can help a company fulfill its goals by better naming its products. The reason that's confusing is that nobody knows what they mean. Maybe they're confusing because the way that they are organized hierarchically and nest within each other makes no sense. We can help with that kind of organization to the side of creating a website, just because it needs to happen for understanding in general to the public. Why number 2? Maybe the why is because our sales force can't seem to have an informed conversation about a prospect. So we might focus here on figuring out how to educate prospective audiences that might encounter our product. So that might be content, it might be a campaign, it might involve deep research into the sales process and determining ways that the site can fill information gaps. It might end up in a work stream where we write sales scripts maybe, or other things that we can do to help boost that narrative and make those things align from sales to marketing. As I said, opportunity. And one more, maybe the why is maybe we need to show the world all the things that we can do, not just the ones they already know us for. And that's a really common one. I call it the coming out party. It's really something that we see a lot, and it takes all shapes and forms. But here we may focus on higher level messaging, telling a connective or conceptual story. Because the answer is never, I promise you, make a list of all the stuff and shove it at people. A lot of sites, for big companies especially, that haven't gone through a strategic messaging exercise or brand exercise, will have these sites that are either anchored by these bloated mega navs where every single thing they do is visible, and usually in terms that their audience isn't going to understand. It's always very inward facing. Or they're junk drawers of disconnected stuff kind of shoved in every corner. And in either case, we're going to rise above that noise and look at telling a better, more audience-appropriate story and creating a more audience-appropriate organizational system based around benefit and need rather than features and functionality and internal jargon. So that's the question of the day. Why? Why are we doing this? Why are we making this new site? And then, like a lighthouse, you let it guide you through the project.